Hey there, and welcome to our latest video. Today, we'll be exploring the myths and legends surrounding vampire immortality, and taking a closer look at the real-world quest for eternal life. The concept of immortality has captivated human imagination for centuries, and vampire immortality is a particularly intriguing topic that has inspired numerous myths and legends. From ancient folklore to modern popular culture, vampires have been portrayed as immortal beings who live forever and possess extraordinary powers. In this video, we will explore the myths and legends surrounding vampire immortality and uncover the truth behind the concept. We will delve into the origins of vampire myths and how they have been shaped by popular culture. We will also examine scientific perspectives on immortality, and discuss the current scientific understanding of this topic. The origins of vampire immortality myths. Vampire myths and legends have been part of human culture for centuries, with stories of immortal beings that drink blood appearing in cultures around the world. However, the origins of these myths can be difficult to trace, as they often have roots in ancient folklore and superstition. One of the earliest recorded accounts of a vampire-like creature can be found in the Babylonian epic of Gilgamesh, which tells the story of a creature that drinks the blood of young men. Similar stories can be found in the mythology of ancient Greece and Rome, where the goddess Hecate was said to have the power to transform into a dog and drink the blood of sacrificial victims. It wasn't until the 18th century, however, that the modern image of the vampire began to take shape. This was due in large part to the publication of John Polidori's novel The Vampire in 1819, which introduced many of the key elements of vampire mythology that are still popular today. These included the concept of the vampire as a seductive and charismatic figure, as well as their ability to transform into bats and other animals. The association of immortality with vampires is thought to have emerged from a number of different sources. One of the earliest may have been the myth of the Greek hero Achilles, who was said to be invulnerable except for his heel. Similarly, the idea of blood as a life-giving substance has been a common theme in many cultures throughout history, with blood sacrifices and rituals playing a central role in many religious and spiritual practices. Overall, while the exact origins of vampire immortality myths may be difficult to pin down, it is clear that they have been a significant part of human culture for centuries. From ancient legends to modern literature and film, the concept of the immortal vampire continues to capture our imagination and inspire new stories and interpretations. The influence of popular culture on vampire immortality myths. Popular culture has played a significant role in shaping the way that vampire immortality is perceived. From books and movies to TV shows and video games, the portrayal of vampires in popular culture has evolved over time and has had a profound impact on the way that people think about immortality. One of the most enduring depictions of vampires in popular culture is Bram Stoker's Dracula, which was first published in 1897. The novel introduced the idea of the vampire as a seductive and powerful figure, and it established many of the tropes and conventions that are still associated with vampire mythology today. Since then, countless movies, TV shows, and books have explored the concept of vampire immortality, each contributing their own unique spin on the myth. For example, the Twilight series of books and movies portrays vampires as powerful, immortal beings with superhuman abilities, but also depicts their immortality as a source of great pain and loneliness. Other popular culture depictions of vampires include the TV shows Buffy the Vampire Slayer and True Blood, which explore the idea of vampires living among humans and the consequences of their immortality. Similarly, the popular video game franchise Castlevania features a world filled with immortal vampires and other supernatural creatures. Overall, the influence of popular culture on vampire immortality myths cannot be overstated. These depictions have captured the imagination of countless people around the world and have helped to shape our understanding of this fascinating topic. Scientific perspectives on immortality. While vampire immortality may be the stuff of myth and legend, modern science has made significant strides in understanding the underlying mechanisms of aging and mortality. Researchers in the fields of biology and medicine are constantly exploring new avenues for extending the human lifespan, but there is still much we don't know about the fundamental processes that underlie aging. Current scientific understanding of immortality is rooted in a number of key areas, including genetics, cellular biology, and epigenetics. Researchers have identified a number of genes and cellular pathways that play a role in aging and the development of age-related diseases, and many of these are being targeted in the search for effective anti-aging treatments. However, while modern science may offer the promise of extended lifespan, it is important to note that it is still a far cry from the kind of immortality depicted in vampire myths. The concept of true immortality, where an individual can live indefinitely without aging or succumbing to disease, remains firmly in the realm of science fiction. That being said, there are some interesting parallels between modern scientific knowledge and vampire immortality myths. For example, one of the key factors in aging is the accumulation of cellular damage over time. This is similar to the concept of the blood thirst that is often depicted in vampire stories, where vampires require regular blood consumption to maintain their immortality. Overall, while the scientific understanding of immortality may be far removed from the myths and legends of vampire immortality, there are still some intriguing connections between the two. As our knowledge of aging and mortality continues to advance, it will be interesting to see how these parallels evolve and change over time. Debunking common vampire immortality myths. The human body is subject to decay and disease, and even if a vampire were able to avoid being killed or injured, they would eventually succumb to the natural aging process. Vampires are invulnerable. Similarly, vampires are often depicted as invulnerable to harm, able to withstand bullets, fire, and other forms of physical trauma. However, there is no scientific evidence to support the idea that any creature could be completely immune to injury or death. In fact, there are many real-world animals that drink blood, such as leeches and vampire bats, and they do not have any special powers or immortality. Overall, while vampire immortality myths continue to capture our imaginations, it's important to remember that they are just that, myths. Science has yet to discover a way to make humans or any other creature truly immortal, and until it does, the allure of vampire immortality will remain firmly in the realm of fiction. The quest for immortality in real life. The concept of immortality has fascinated humans for centuries. It is a theme that can be found in literature, film, and popular culture. But beyond the myths and legends, the quest for immortality has also influenced real-life scientific research and development. In recent years, there has been a growing interest in extending human life and achieving immortality. This has resulted in a number of scientific efforts aimed at understanding the aging process and developing treatments to slow it down or even reverse it. One approach to achieving immortality is through the use of cryogenic technology. This involves freezing the body shortly after death in the hopes that future scientific advancements will allow the individual to be brought back to life. While this idea may seem far-fetched, it is an area of research that continues to garner interest and investment. Another area of research aimed at extending human life is the study of genetics. Scientists are exploring ways to use genetic engineering to delay the aging process and increase life expectancy. The hope is that by manipulating certain genes, scientists can slow down or even reverse the aging process. However, it is important to note that the quest for immortality is not without controversy. Some argue that it is unethical to pursue immortality, as it could lead to an overpopulation crisis and other societal issues. Despite the challenges and ethical considerations, the pursuit of immortality remains a fascinating topic and one that is likely to continue to drive scientific research and development for years to come. The future of immortality. As technology continues to advance, the concept of immortality becomes increasingly relevant. With life extension research and the exploration of cryogenic technology, we may be on the brink of a new era in which humans can live indefinitely. However, with such a drastic shift in the human experience, there are also ethical implications to consider. One of the primary concerns surrounding immortality is the impact it could have on the distribution of resources. On the other hand, there are those who argue that it is our duty as humans to strive for the eradication of death and disease. They believe that immortality would give us the time and resources necessary to tackle the world's biggest problems and create a better future for all. Moreover, the quest for immortality has led to numerous advancements in medicine and technology, which have improved the quality of life for countless people. As we move into an era of unprecedented scientific and technological advancement, it is important that we consider the potential implications of immortality. It is possible that, one day, we may be faced with the choice to live forever. In conclusion, the myths and legends surrounding vampire immortality have captivated our imaginations for centuries. However, as we have explored in this video, the reality of immortality is far more complex and elusive than these tales would have us believe. We have discussed the current scientific efforts to extend human life and explored potential ethical implications of pursuing immortality. It is clear that the quest for eternal life will continue to captivate us, but we must remain grounded in scientific reality and consider the potential consequences of our actions. We must ask ourselves whether immortality is truly worth pursuing, and what kind of world we want to create as we seek to conquer aging and death. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new today. Let us know in the comments what you thought, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking content.